All right,
All
guys.
day.
I'm gonna move on to like the next topic we got here. Well, one of our last ones. It's once again, did Microsoft lie about Xbox Series X performance?
Uh oh.
Boy, 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 boy.
All of them embellish their performances.
You know what I'm saying?
So, so before we get on that, let's talk about the two victories that PlayStation has saved the gaming community. First, the gameplay for that Unreal Engine 5. Yes, we know it was a demo. We know it was a tech demo, but it was running. It was running on PS5 equipment, and then we had the gameplay reveal of Ghost of Tsushima.
Mm.
Was epic. If you didn't see it in 4K, then you need to stop all that BS talking, watching it in 4K. And it wasn't a downgrade from the previous trailer. Look even better in my opinion. Uh, but yeah, so we got two victories, over the epic failure that was the Xbox reveal show. Wow, I didn't understand that show. I didn't understand. They were like, yeah, we're gonna show some epic gameplay. Oh man, and then there was nothing but trailers. And then they were showing some of those trailers were from like years ago. They were just acting like it was brand new. Had everybody fooled. But yeah, Microsoft. But going back to the topic at hand, Microsoft even had me fooled because I was on that. I ain't gonna lie. I jumped on that train. They were like, oh yeah, it's gonna be super powerful, just the greatest thing. And they were like, oh yeah, it's gonna be for the first time, we're gonna be ahead of PC. Nope. That they were just putting out huge hype, huge buzzwords. Like it turns out, Series X is just going to be powerful as some current graphics card that's out. Some things like it's like a $500-$700 build, it's going to be close to that or something like that.
I
So
mean,
all this, they pushing the whole 12 teraflops and all the Xbox are like, oh man, we killed it. PlayStation's done. PC's done. We got 12 teraflops, and it's like, nah, bro. No, that's not even no. That's basically just a buzzword. It really is because it's not about 12 teraflops. Like teraflops, they play a part in gaming, but that's not the main thing. That's not the main thing to go off. And Xbox has a way of confusing their gamers and thinking like they're just better than toast, better than bread, and it's not. And PlayStation, I think they're playing it smart. They're giving us little trinkets here and there. They didn't just do a big reveal and there's nothing left to look forward to. I'm sorry. I think Xbox kind of did it backwards, whereas PlayStation's like, oh, here's a logo. Ah, here are the specs. Ah, here's gameplay. The controller. They gave us the controller, and so now, come summertime, they're going to reveal the system. They're going to reveal the system. They're going to reveal more gameplay, actual gameplay, and the hype and the anticipation is already high. So I think they're going to kill it alone as far as how they organized all the reveals. And Xbox was just like, day one, revealed the system. 12 teraflops. Hey, we got trailers. Hey, Infinite's coming. It's just like, well, what is Xbox doing? What are they doing? And then it turns out that, of course, Microsoft's like, well, it's up to the developers if they want to make their game 60 frames. If they make it 30 frames, oh, well, deal with it. And it's just like, no, it's like, yeah, they're gonna make their first party 60 frames because it's first party and they got to be on point. But you need to hold all the other developers to that standard. Because I'm sorry, I'm not trying to play 30 frames in the next generation. I'm sorry, I get that in the current generation. No, that's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. So I just don't know what they're thinking. But it's Microsoft for you. So there it is.
Um, as far as the question about whether or not they lied about the performance, I don't know, because technically speaking, we haven't really seen any kind of really seen the performance yet, so we can't really judge. I don't think about whether or not they lied about the performance. You know what I mean? Especially if most of the stuff that they did was running on like a PC anyway, right? So
Yes.
so we kind of have. So at this point, we really don't have a concrete idea of what the Xbox One X performance really looks like. So I'm still kind of reserving judgment until I actually see, like 100% when they say, hey, this is a game like a game played on an Xbox Series X console. Until then, I'm kind of reserving judgment, because they just showed, like you said, they just showed a whole bunch of trailers. And, I mean, it was disappointing, but at the same time, if you're already disappointed and they come out with something fantastic later on, it's just going to blow your expectations out of the water anyway. So, I don't know. I'm still waiting to actually see some Xbox Series X gameplay, you know, because I haven't seen it yet. I'm just seeing I saw a whole bunch of trailers. I've seen a whole bunch of trailers. Because, I mean... how much is the Xbox Series X even going to cost?
We don't know yet. So, we'll find out probably this summer.
I'm calling it $500 tag.
You think?
No, they're gonna try to. See. This is Microsoft is trying to undercut Sony. Mm-hmm. They're really trying to undercut Sony, and they're like, they're trying to. They're gonna try to set it at 400. They're gonna try to attempt to do it at 400, because like other YouTubers that have been talking about this, they got inside information and they, research a lot. But they were saying that Microsoft can afford to take a loss on the system. And that's very well true, because they got a lot of money. So they can afford to take a loss on the console, so they can literally set it at the lowest price and beat Sony. But what they fail to realize is that Sony's going to come through with those games, because other than Gears, Halo, Forza, what are we going to be playing? I mean, and then some of the, supposedly people were saying that some of the studios that they purchase, some of their work, it's kind of trash. So if that's even true, they spent all that money buying some trash studios that hadn't really produced anything, whereas Sony's had insane studios this whole time. I mean, they've brought us so many great games, like it's ridiculous. And then it's like, okay, if you want to talk about multi-plat, see, I figured it out. I got that Gutex mindset now. I figured it out. This is how you do gaming. If you want to play old school, you go Nintendo, Sega, Atari. You do that stuff. Even PS1. Sega Saturn and all that. You go play old school stuff. All right. Now, if you want that multiplayer experience to the highest degree, PC. But now, if you want that experience, that solo experience, all the rest of the other games, the greatest, highest level of solo experience, PlayStation. Because think about it. If you can play a game that's multi-plat on all platforms, then why are you gonna play, Xbox versus PlayStation versus Nintendo versus PC? If it's multiplayer, if it's Madden, hey, just play on PC, because it's Madden. They put those games out all the time, It's a multiplayer. Who cares? Nothing new.
Trash game.
If you want, that's why I gave it that example. Multiplayer. Call of Duty. It's on everything. It doesn't really matter what you play it on. Oh, shooting, Call of Duty, same thing every year. Just play it on PC. But if you want that authentic place to play solo, high-level solo, it's like, okay, like Gears or Halo. Yeah, I give them that, but that's now you can play that, play anywhere almost, or So it's just like, if you want to play those high-level solo games, Sony's where it's at. I'm sorry. They get all the great games, all the legacy series since the beginning. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. And you're like, Xbox doesn't get this. Xbox doesn't get that. Sorry. They don't get those games. They give you Gears, Halo, and Forza. That's what you have to look forward to. And yeah, they have all these new studios and they're going to be making all these new games. But it takes 3 to 5 years to come up with a game, to put out a quality game. So the first 2 years, you're not going to see anything crazy anyway. And they already said that there's not going to be any non-cross-gen games coming out day one anyway. So you're going to be playing games on Series X that you can play on the current gen. So it's like, what are you talking about? So it's just like, I don't know, man. These Xbox and console hardcore people, they're looking at it wrong. They're really looking at it wrong. And it's just, I feel sorry for them. Like I told somebody, I was like, I feel sorry for them now. I feel sorry for Xbox gamers because they just don't get great games. Like I was telling my boy yesterday, like he's borrowing my PS2 or PS4 to play the new Persona. It's like you can't play that on Xbox. Great game, great series. PlayStation gets those games, so it's kind of like this is how you got to look at it. If you love gaming, it's either you get a PC, you get either a Nintendo platform, and you get a PlayStation. Because Xbox, they're trying to push you over to playing on PC anyway. So it's like, why do you even need an Xbox? Just get Xbox Live so you can play your Xbox games on PC and then play Sony and Nintendo. There you go. But, that's just my take on it. The Microsoft, they're putting all these buzzwords and, they're going to be the most powerful console. It's like, yeah, you're going to have the most powerful console. And I said it best the other day. It's kind of like you take two drivers, right? You take a pro driver and you put them in just a regular car, on the most difficult course. Then you take a child in the fastest car on the planet and put them both on that same course. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? It doesn't matter that the child has the fastest engine, the strongest engine. He's going to lose. So it's just like Microsoft, yeah, they have the most powerful console, and Sony's a little bit less powerful. Ooh, but at least they're going to have the quality games. I mean, come on now. But that's just my take on it. I'm done. So, yeah.
I don't know, man. Like they're saying, like they have like the studios they bought were trash. Like which studios are they talking about when they say trash studios?
That they didn't really go into detail, but I'd have to look further in. I'm just going off of what they were saying, and they were like, "Yeah, some of those studios were trash." The stuff that they put out in the past, and I was just like, "Whoa!" Like, okay, that's some big statements. But I mean, regardless, we still have to wait and see what these studios put out because it's going to be now even longer because of COVID. So it's probably going to be 4 to 6 years now, So it's going to be a while before we see what the Series X can really do. Yeah. It's going to be a while, and even PlayStation 5 as well. But it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. So.
Yeah, man. Because I mean, I think what group did they buy a little while ago? It was I think it was Ninja Theory. I think. Ninja Theory is pretty good. Did you play?
Oh, yeah.
Bleeding Edge was a pretty good game. It didn't get a whole lot of press, but that was a pretty sick ass game. Did anybody here play Bleeding Edge? Anybody?
No.
Nah, I didn't.
Oh, it's an Xbox exclusive game, and it's pretty good. It's kind of like Anarchy Reigns. Did anybody play Anarchy Reigns?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like Anarchy Reigns.
Anarchy Reigns was kick ass, and I wish it'd come back.
Yeah, it's basically like Anarchy Reigns.
Damn.
Yeah, And I was like, bro, like this game is pretty freaking sick, but nobody really knew about it. So that's what I mean, like they have like studios creating quality games on Xbox that nobody's heard of. Not because they're not good, but you just never heard of them before. So I mean, like maybe like there's a lot of fanfare when a game like, oh my God, Naughty Dog created a new game. But I mean, like, then you got all these leaks coming out for like what's called The Last of Us 2 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I mean, that's a whole nother thing on its own. But what I'm saying is like we've got all these really good games that are coming out that are developed by like Microsoft owned studios that are really good. That, you know what I mean, that just don't come out with the same fanfare but are really good. So I don't know, man. Like,
I mean, I get you. It's cool to have games that are good here and there, but it's all about consistency. PlayStation's been consistent since PS1, and Xbox, they had Halo. They came out with Halo. Man, they turned me into an Xbox fan with Halo. Then they came out with Gears. Turned me into a Gears fan. Then I like races, and they had Forza. But before that, they had Project Gotham Racing. I don't know if y'all even know about that.
Yep.
That
I
was
love
the racing.
PGR.
Yep, that was the racing game that was like specifically for Xbox, and I was playing that. Then they came out with Forza. Then it's just kind of like, okay, we got Fable, but we ain't having a good Fable game in a minute.
Since
So
the
it's just
first
like,
one.
right. So it's just like, what else has Microsoft actually put out
Fusion
consistently?
Frenzy. It was fun.
Mean,
They dropped it at
but
Xbox.
they didn't make a new one. It's just like they stopped
Oh, yeah.
at 360. Like I'm talking about like household names where they got like 3 to 4 games across like all the systems, the whole every generation where it's like, oh, Metal Gear Solid. Like everybody knows Metal Gear Solid. Everybody knows that. Or like Nintendo, Mario. Everybody knows Mario. Xbox has Master Chief. Then they have Gears with Phoenix. Or yeah. So it's just like, it's like, what more do you have besides your three to 4 games? It's like, come on now. It's like can Microsoft can you get some RPGs like that one game that they canceled? What was that one game that they needed? It was like a RPG, Japanese RPG, action RPG that they canceled about 2 years ago.
Scalebound?
Huh?
Platinum Games?
Scalebound?
Yeah, dude, I wanted to play that game for
I
Xbox.
wanna play that.
Xbox needed that game, and what did they do? Something didn't work out. ABC 1, 2, 3, ring around the rosy. Yeah, we're canceling. And I was just like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, I was looking forward to that game, and everybody was like, this is what Xbox needed. This is about to put them on the map. And what do they do? Yeah, we're not using it.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah,
come on,
but
dude.
at the same time, like, would you rather cancel a game or release a game that's trash that people are going to hate? Like.
But what they didn't even explain what was going on. They were just
They're
like,
not going to.
just we couldn't get along, or
Yeah, you're right about that. They're not going to.
It's just like, bro, like
They don't ever
really.
They don't ever explain.
They never
Dude.
do.
They never explain. There's been some games that I know, being a PC gamer, this
Bro.
too. They don't ever explain. They just say it canceled.
Right, and that's why they didn't get the game, and that's why they lost Bungie. That's why they lost Bungie.
Oh, I
Because
agree.
of the practices that
Nothing of
Microsoft
value was
had.
lost.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like Bungie got to a point where they hated. It seemed like they hated working at Microsoft.
Oh,
Or at
they
least
do.
it was just bittersweet. Like, it was just like, man, and they couldn't wait to be on their own. So it's something with working at Microsoft. I'm pretty sure it might have changed since then, but it's just kind of like,
Okay.
what are they
Okay.
thinking? Like, what are they really thinking?
Okay, I would like to say that if anybody thinks that anybody enjoys working with their parent company, I think that is a delusion.
Mm.
I think that is a delusion. I think everybody pretty much if you're working under another corporation, whether it be Microsoft, whether it be Sony, whether it be Nintendo, you're always going to be like, dude, I don't want to be like freaking Platinum Games. Like they were working with Sega, they were in a contract with Sega, and like they were under contract to create a bunch of games like Vanquished, Anarchy Reigns, Bayonetta, but let's be honest, they couldn't wait to be done with that contract. Those games were great, but they could not wait to be done with that contract. They didn't even support Anarchy Reigns as well as it could have been supported because they were ready to be out the door. They were like, all right, here's Bayonetta, here's this other stuff. All right, come on, let's get the fuck out of here. Like we're done.
Yeah, fair enough. That's fair enough.
I really wish they would have supported the Anarchy Reigns more. And this also goes back to there, like you guys said, there's a bunch of games that have been lost to time because companies have not supported them well. One of the personal favorites was I think it's one of the first hack and slashes that Capcom did. Wasn't actually Devil May Cry, but Chaos Legion.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
That game
Love that game.
Yep.
As hell.
Still all-time favorite hack and slash.
Mm.
Let's see. Devil May Cry was August 23rd. Oh no, Chaos Legion actually came out 2 years after the first one. Never mind. Guess that was a long time ago actually, but nonetheless, Chaos Legion was awesome. It was an adaptation of a light novel. And how do we feel about The Last of Us leaks? Me personally, I don't care.
Please don't spoil anything.
I'm not gonna spoil anything. Haven't seen anything.
Anybody in the chat, like I haven't seen anything. I'm still gonna get it and play it without it being ruined or possibly ruined.
Yeah, I was kind of like, I'm right there with you. I was kind of like, oh, what's this? I'm like, oh.
No, as soon as people started talking about it, I avoided anything that was relating to that. I was like, oh, nope, I'm not watching any of that stuff. Nope. Even the trailer that they put out, they were like, yeah, they gave away some stuff in the trailer, the official trailer. I was like, oh, I'm not watching it.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know, man.
All I will say is they are not getting a dime out of me. Not like they were before, but they still aren't. So.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm just saying, I'm just saying, man. It's as far as corporate, like working with other corporations and I don't know, man. It just seems to me like everybody in some way, shape, or form hates who they're working for. Like in some way, shape, or form. Like they're always like Bungie didn't want to work for Microsoft. Platinum didn't want to work for Sega. I bet you Atlas doesn't really like working for Sega either. And Sega, but I mean, if you take it the other way, Sega probably couldn't be happier. They probably couldn't be happier that they got oh man, we got under the umbrella of Sega, we got Persona. I mean, we got the whole S&T series. Now we can go, yeah, right. I mean, now we can go back to making shitty Sonic games without having to worry about the risks.
Honestly, man, I don't think they're gonna go back to making Sonic games. Sonic is fucking dead at this point. I think they're gonna try to keep Atlas happy and SNK.
Oh yeah.
Because SNK is also under them now. So.
Oh, true.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Guys did not know that was a thing since that shitty King of Fighters we received not too long ago.
Shoot, I'm still waiting on Sonic Adventure 3. Still waiting on it.
SNK is under Atlas.
Yeah, SNK is under Atlas, which is under Sega, so yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
I bet you sometimes SNK is like, man, fuck Atlas, bro.
and see that, those are very good points, and yeah, that's definitely understandable. But then it goes, I'm taking it back to, Microsoft Game Studios. They can't go anywhere. they're forced to because it's Microsoft. So it's just like, imagine, let alone working under, like you said, the parent company. But what if you are the parent company and you're the one that's having to produce the first party games? So you can imagine seeing how they're advertising. Oh, we got the most powerful system, but no games. Literally, if you look at it, we're still in the current gen. PS4 killed Microsoft with a less powerful console. less powerful. And what do all these people care about? Oh, this got more power. Xbox got more power. They got more power. It's all about the games, baby. It's all about the games. Sony won with a cheaper console and a less powerful console. So what do you think is going to happen in the next gen? Microsoft is already showing their cards with just talking about, oh, our system is the most powerful again, most powerful console. Bro, it don't mean shit if you ain't got good games. So it's just like, you know, I just don't get it. I just don't get how they're the way they're marketing, and then people are falling for that stuff. They are falling for it, and they gonna be in a rude awakening come, you know, 3-4 years in, and Sony's just killing it for round 2, just killing it. But
I don't know, man. Good. I don't know. I don't know if I'm not necessarily. I can't really chalk it up to say who's going to be able to take it this time, because like people thought that the PS3 was going to dominate 360, and that definitely did not happen. So
they did edge them out, though. They did edge them out in sales, but I did give that victory to 360.
Yeah, close to the end.
That's what it's all about. It was about at the end.
Yeah, but yeah, close to the end when everybody's looking at like PS4 and Xbox One, like getting ready. People didn't care about PS3 and 360 at the end. People were looking like, oh man, I'm saving up my money to buy a PS4 or an Xbox One.
Right, I get you, but the war isn't over until the numbers come in and the next gen are out.
I'm sorry,
and this gen is already done. This gen, I mean, we already know PS4 won this one.
That would make sense if we're talking about, but if you say like they won at the end, like if you won a quarter of the time and the other person won 3/4 of the time, then it doesn't matter if you won like the last like quarter of the time. Nobody's gonna remember that. Like nobody's gonna be like, oh man, they got close to the end and they kind of got forward like at the end. It's like, yeah, but what about like the rest of the time before that? Well, we don't care about that.
I give it to you. Yeah, PS3 they struggled that gen. They really did. And it's unfortunate because if you go back and like research the original PS3 and what it was capable of, it's actually on par with like its potential with like stuff that's out today. But people just didn't know how to tap into it because it was so difficult to program for. It was kind of like the Sega Saturn. Like the Sega Saturn was really hard to program. And it's the same situation. Because like people, like with the original PS3, NASA was using that shit. I think it was the Air Force, the military were using multiple consoles connected to each other for different things. Like, bro, ain't nobody was doing that for no damn 360 or original Xbox. You know, ain't nobody was doing that stuff. Or even Xbox One. PlayStation was the only one to have that done for that generation, have other outside companies like, oh man, and they were actually able to figure it out, but they were using it for different stuff. They weren't using it for gaming. So if the third-party studios were to have tapped in to figuring out how to use that emotion engine, oh man, it would have been a different race. That's why all the first party on PS3 were amazing, because first party, you have no choice but to figure it out. You had no choice. I mean, they were front row. Hey, this is how you maximize the PS3. And that's what happened. And you can tell from like towards the end, the first party games, and there's a few third party companies that figured it out towards the end, but it was already too late. And so it's just like,
exactly.
I don't know, man.
Too late.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm just saying. If you go back and research, PS3, like on paper, PS3 was technically way more powerful.
But what if you just? But that's the thing you said earlier. If you put a pro in a normal car and a child in a real,
hey, but this is not that situation. So to go back to this generation, it's like PlayStation 4, less powerful console, killed it. And I think it's going to be the same if Microsoft doesn't change their tone, just doesn't change how they think and how they operate. It's going to be the same thing all over again. It's going to be the same thing. People are going to fall into the hype, fall into the buzzword numbers, and they're not going to produce crazy games, and it's going to be over before they even get started. So, yeah, that's just my take on it.
Yeah, I just don't think that, and I think it's like a little bit too early to tell. I think like nobody really expects anything particularly spectacular in the first year of a console being released anyway. Like,
yeah,
I don't. The last few times that a console came out, I never bought a console like when it launched. I just don't see the point. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a console offer anything that I've ever, except in one occasion, one time that I saw a game. I was like, damn, dude, I really wish I had a 360 right now. And that's when Dead Rising came out. I was like, shit, man. Like,
Dead Rising.
I'm like, damn, man, I really wish I had a 360, bro. Man. Like, that was the only time that I was like, man, I really wish I bought a console at launch. That's the only time. Like, every other time, I'm kind of like, I'll wait. But that was the only time I was like, damn, dude, I really would. Because, like, I remember when the PS2 came out and they had, like, what was it, Contra Shattered Soldier? And I was kind of like, like, that was like,
yeah,
I was like,
yeah. Those launch days were kind of way they were lacking, definitely lacking.
What's it called? I mean, I've said for years and I'll continue saying it. I mean, you already said earlier as well, it's always going to come down to the games. Honestly, they can use all these buzzwords, teraflops, etc. Doesn't mean shit to me. Really doesn't. It doesn't get me hyped or anything. No. People like to throw that out as like, oh, well, it has this much. Like, well, cool, then why isn't it selling? What games does it have?
Yeah.
Like, you want to talk about all this power and statistics, but it doesn't have shit when it comes to bringing stuff to the table. Like, that's cool and all. But,
yeah,
hey, is what it is. I'm fine with PC. I'm fine with Nintendo. I'm fine with PS4. I'm fine with Xbox. I own them all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but,
it's all about
personal bias to PlayStation, though, because they have all the damn JRPGs, and that's not going to change anytime damn soon.
Nope.
Yeah.
So, please bring back Parasite Eve. Please.
Like, unless they go back to like what they were doing like on 360, where they had like
those days are done.
Like Odyssey and stuff like
awesome.
that. Like, yo,
Enchanted Arms.
Yeah, dude. What they should do? Like, go back and be like, hey, if I was a Microsoft dude, I'd be like, hey, you know what we should do? Find out a way, see if we can get some of those games like Pandora's Tower and stuff remastered.
Oh yeah.
Xbox. Like, that's what
Bro. Enchanted Arms. Shit, what else? Blue Dragon,
Lost Odyssey.
Lost Odyssey was great. Like, I'm not gonna lie, during PS3 and Xbox 360 days, that's some pretty damn good JRPGs during those years.
Yeah, and I think Tales of Vesperia was Xbox exclusive when it came out.
It was.
Yeah.
Man, good days.
Yeah, those were pretty sick.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, man. If you guys got any, I think we had another topic. We want to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember Tony Hawk Pro Skater?
Yeah, there you go.
Man, do I.
Man, I remember when that game came out, bro. Back in the PlayStation days, bro. That was the game. That was the skating game. That one and the first one and the second one. And I am so happy that they're deciding to remaster the first two, man.
Yeah.
Like, they're bringing it back, bro. Like, Tony Hawk, yeah, he put the word out. He was like, yeah, we're remastering Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. You know, it's literally like the same game with like way better graphics, better control, a little bit better, probably better control. You know, the same stages, characters, same music. You know, probably more. They probably add more stuff to it, but it's like, bro, a classic coming back, man.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I can't wait. Dude, I remember playing that stuff like all day, bro. Trying to get them tricks down, boy. I don't know. Hey, I don't know what y'all's experience is with it, but I used to play that all day, bro.
Pizza Hut demo disc.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What you know? They don't know. They don't know about that. They don't know about that.
Back in the day when gaming companies were popping and they were literally sending out fucking demo discs.
Yeah,
The
Dude,
Pizza Hut everything
yes,
had
yes.
trailers. It had the demos of multiple games.
I remember that.
Man, why can't we go
Yes.
back to shit like that sometimes? Like, come on, that's some of the best marketing.
Yeah,
I know, man.
because like
Why
Oh.
you said?
because like now you have like demos that are on the stores and stuff like that, but you have to know they're there. You know, like you have to know about them. Like be like, oh, did you play the demo for? Oh, nah, man. Or you see you have to see something. There has to be an announcement or something like that. And I mean, if you're not plugged in all the time, you're just gonna miss out. And you're gonna like a week later, you're gonna be like, oh, there's a demo for it, and then the demo's like, the demo's done or something like that, or beta is like
Yep.
finished. It's like, oh man, I could if I just found out about this 2 days earlier. Like,
Yeah, I missed plenty of demos on current gen and betas. So,
yeah,
but
same
yeah, I
here.
miss those days of the demo disc, and like when you used to get the magazines, and they'd have the
Yep.
demo disc in there.
Yeah.
Boy,
Game Pro.
I think what was it? Game Pro. Was it Electronic Gaming Monthly?
Rest in
Bro,
peace.
those were the days. Those were the days. And then what was it? PSM back
Yeah,
in the day.
Yeah.
PlayStation Magazine.
Yeah.
Microsoft also had one, if I recall.
Bro, that hurts.
Yep. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
Man, you know, back when video game journalism was actually video game journalism, they could actually write some good articles. I remember back when
Oh,
Game
yeah.
Informer was popping.
hmm
Not anymore. Now it's just like I don't even want to read this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
yeah. It's like they're just writing to please the companies. Like, oh, okay, well, make sure you give it a good rating and blah. Like, nah, man.
Or my
Yeah,
favorite
that's-
thing, oh no, the game's too hard. Oh god, why did I choose this career path? And that's what bothers me. You have all these people that want to be video game journalists, but then they complain about the game being too hard. It's like, you know what you were signing up for. You know what you're expected to do.
Yeah.
hmm
Yep.
Like, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Tilted. Big tilt.
But-
Whew.
But yeah, this is some good news as far as a retro classic. Well, it's not really retro, but it's kind of getting there. But it's classic
Hell
game
yeah.
coming back, and it's like I hope some other retro or classic games come back, because like I don't know if you guys remember Dave Mirror, that game
Yeah, I
with
do.
the dude.
BMX.
Because it's bittersweet because a couple years back, he basically committed suicide.
Oh shit.
And so when I found that out, I went and like bought every copy. Like I literally own every copy of Dave Mirror. As far as like, I think I have it on PS1, PS2, original Xbox, and Dreamcast. I literally have every copy because I had a buddy back when I was in high school, or not high school, but college, when I was going to college for a little bit, and he introduced me to that game, and I remember because we used to always play games, and he introduced me to that game, and I remember one time like he was playing on PlayStation, and I think I was playing on either Xbox or Saturn maybe, but we were both just playing at the same time, just going through the game, man. Just had a great time just playing it all day. And like I just remember hearing, when I found that out, I was like, oh man, so I got to go out and get that game. So I hope one day the company that produced that game, they decide, get with his family, of course, like, hey, we want to make a remaster. Just make a remaster of that game. Because it was Tony Hawk and Dave Mirror. Those were like two like skateboard bike games I played. I didn't really mess with any other type of games that were coming out. Those were the only two. So, but yeah, I am definitely glad that they're remaking Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. So.
I mean, what I love about the classics is that honestly, I think more HD versions coming out, or remasters, whatnot coming out, are good for the part of. I think it kind of reminds the game industry of what good games actually are. Honestly,
Right.
ones that have left that big of a lasting impression, to have survived the ages like that. mean, we talk a lot of shit about Super Turbo. I mean, I'm not sure how big the community is, but hey, those guys are loyal as shit. So there you go.
Mm.
Just stuff like that where, honestly, games need to just go for quality over all this graphics bullshit, and that's the thing that I hate the most. I think too many games focus too much on the graphics rather than the actual sustenance that they're putting into it.
Oh,
Right.
Definitely agree with that.
oh,
Right. Exactly.
One of my peeps from my show. Some of my peeps showed up. Like, hi, boy, 21. What's up?
What's good?
Welcome. What's good? What's good?
Well, welcome to the show. I'm glad you decided to stop by. Appreciate it.
But yeah, so hopefully the games like that, when they, obviously I can tell you now that game's gonna be in the top sellers. Tony Hawk's Pro Skateboard Underground, like, I swear, people who have dropped games long ago, I guarantee will probably buy a console to play that. Whether it be PC, PS4, Xbox, who the hell cares? I can guarantee you that game's gonna sell like fire.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sliced bread anyways, because apparently that's one of the greatest things to happen, so. But
Yeah.
it's
I'm
gonna be
definitely-
successful.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely copying. Definitely gotta have it in the library.
Oh man. Now I feel nostalgic.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh,
Pizza
my
Hut
goodness.
demo discs. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Damn,
that
dude.
boy. I used to have a stack of those demo discs, bro.
Hell yeah.
I was
Yeah,
collecting
man.
those things.
Yeah.
What's it called? Also, back in the day where go to like Walmart and shit, and they actually had like demos set up where you look up at the screen and shit.
Oh yeah,
you-
Target
Hmm.
also.
Yep, used to be there all the damn time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Parents be shopping. Well, you guys know where to find me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those were the days. Those
Yep.
were the days.
Mm-hmm.
Long gone era. Kind of
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, not kind of. It does suck that it's sort of the way that it is now in terms of gaming. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but hopefully brighter days to come.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hopefully. Oh.
Whew. All right. I mean, you guys got anything else you want to talk about? Like,
I mean,
Hey.
we kind of got our wish. Guilty Gear's been pushed back to 2021.
Yeah, we kind of called
I had
that
to.
though a while ago.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
called that. It was gonna happen, but it's finally confirmed, so it's set in stone.
Yeah,
It's right
Oh,
there
I
on
didn't
the
hear about
tablet
that.
now.
Yeah, we kind
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
That's what I like to hear. I want that quality game because they gotta they gotta fix that damn lobby.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. They needed to push that back. It's like, yo, oh good. Now you have time to come up with a whole new lobby. Just copy and paste the one from the old games. Just do that.
Right.
Eh,
Bro, don't fix it.
Yeah, man.
For
this
real.
Case, this case is extremely broke. You need to fix it. Like, Jesus.
I'm
Mhm.
talking about from the old one.
Oh yeah, man. But in this case, man, yeah, you just get the old ones, man. I don't even understand what they were thinking with that. Oh yeah, we're just gonna have them walk around, and you pull out your sword, and then you get close to each other, and then they start fighting each other. It's like, okay, so what happens if the wrong person walks up? Oh well,
Good luck.
I mean, good luck. I mean, so what? Well, you do have a selection thing, and you can go to the person that you want to go to. I got an idea. Just use the old one.
Right.
Let you know the meeting.
Right. You ain't lying.
Mm.
But let me double check. Oh, let's see. Future of fighting games for next gen. I guess you touched on it, Brian, with the that one game that's coming out. That new fighting game that's coming out, I guess, next year or in the next couple of years. The Riot game.
Yeah, Project L.
So that'll probably be the first. I would think it would be the first fighting game out, unless some other company comes up with something for
Yeah, I
next
think that'll
gen.
be the most major game that comes out because the resources that Riot does have. So Yeah.
I just,
you know,
mhm.
yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I just hope that, with the new capabilities of next gen, that they take full use of it, because the dev kit's got to be out. I know they send updates or whatever, however they do that. So I just want them to make sure that they, once they start working on the next fighting games, they take full use of the console. It's all of its capabilities, features. Just don't be lazy and just, oh well, we started working this on last gen and we're just gonna keep it the same and just port it over. Like, no, these next fighting games from the ground up got to be like mind blowing as far as like taking us into the next generation of fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
Like we can't keep seeing, the same, current gen stuff. Like they got to be innovative, better and bigger. So
Yeah.
that's just my take on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you on that. It definitely does need to be bigger and better. But I have faith that Riot's new fighting game is going to really, change the standard of fighting games, going forward.
Oh, you got something to add to that, Brian?
I have zero faith in Riot Games because honestly, so I have a lot of qualms with them. So for one part, I hope that they do finally make a game that's going to be good. I mean, League of Legends ain't completely bad for the most part. It's just the balancing is pretty bad, and obviously the community is pretty bad also. But what's it called? I mean, I'll just have to see how they do. I'm not gonna say anything about community on this one. I'm hoping the game's good, depending on what it's gonna be based off of. So, all right, just do something good. That's all I gotta say. Prove me wrong for once.
Yeah.
We got some stuff from Octavian in chat. He says not FGC, but I'm hoping Jack and Daxter come back. Also,
ooh, yes.
Yeah, I remember Jack and Daxter. I actually liked pretty much all the games that they made for that. Jack, the first one, the second one, the third one. I didn't play the racing game, but I did love all of the actual the adventure games. See, also, you guys really don't think Capcom will let their Capcom Cup be played with this netcode, right? Like they will patch it before then, right? Right?
You must have missed Capcom Cup
Hold on.
2019.
We done started all over. Hold
No.
on. Hold on. Who, Octavian asked that?
Yeah.
Octavian asked that?
Go ahead.
Okay,
Chris.
okay. Octavian, come on, bro. We had a guy who fixed the net code on PC. It was perfect. People were playing from California to Japan, flawless. Nearly flawless. And then Capcom, this was right before they had what was this? This was right before something. And they're like, oh shoot, we gotta deal with this before, I think it was like before a big update or a tournament or something. And so Capcom, what they did was they took what he did, and mind you, he did this work in under like a few hours. He fixed the net code that's been bad for 4 years. For 4 years. He fixed the net code in a matter of hours. Just moving around, changing a little bit of code here and there. What they got, coders that, what he has to do. He figured it out. And so Capcom turns around, this is how it was explained to me. They turned around, made a baby version of what he did, and then still messed it up. It was still messed up. It was a little better. Don't get me wrong. It was a little better, but it was still jacked. Still jacked. So yes, I do not think that Capcom is really going to sit down. I mean, they have no choice but to, and they should. But I think they're just going to let it go. They're just going to be like, oh, well, the online tournament, yep, sign up. It's going to take a lot more complaining for them to really mess with the netcode again. You're talking about Capcom, who literally had the worst netcode of all games for 4 years. For 4 years. And Mr. Ono over there, promoting the netcode over in Asia because, it's fine over there. But over in the US, oh, it's trash. But they were promoting the netcode over there like, oh, It's the best thing since sliced bread. So no, I do not think Capcom is smart enough to just decide, oh yeah, you know what, we really do need to fix the netcode and decide to do it. They're not going to do it until we bitch and complain again for them to fix it. But it's, you know, it's up to them whether they want to, you know, do the right thing or not. So that's my take on it.
True.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, that's
I
a good
agree with you
question.
on that. I agree with you on that. They are not going to fix a netcode. They have had complaints at Capcom Cup Finals. You remember in 2019, Big Bird had to literally get up from the station to complain about how bad it was.
The in-game lag. It took them a couple years to lower it slightly. We just talking about the in-game lag on top of the online lag.
Yep.
Because I think it's down to what? What did they get it down to? Like six or four?
Yeah.
From like 8, I believe it was like 8 frames of lag day one in game.
And Chris, do you remember what they told Big Bird last year at Capcom Cup Finals? Hey, sit down and play, son. He was like, it's not working. You remember that?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. Well, hey, nothing you can do. Hey, best of 3.
Hey,
best of 3.
Hey, this time it's gonna be, hey, just log in and play.
Just log in. Listen, guys, this is the best we got. Hey, you know, hey, if you want netcode, you should have been a Mortal Kombat player. You know, so sit down and play. You know.
So yeah, it's highly likable, or you know, it's highly unlikely that
But
Capcom
we know
is just gonna
sit there loves Capcom.
take this opportunity and fix this netcode, because they're probably not, unless we you know, threaten to boycott the game or something. But
you can boycott all you want to. They're gonna still sit there and say we paid. Well, they still gonna sit there. They're not gonna change it. I have no faith in that.
Yeah.
Just gonna laugh and say, we got your money already. You're gonna play with what we give you. We don't care then. We don't care now.
Yeah, they pretty much got their money now. They pretty much got made up for their money now. So.
Yep.
So yeah, they're coasting. They're coasting.
Look out for that you know, Super Street Fighter 5 Arcade Ultra HD Plus.
Bro, I will fall out if they do another version. I will fall out.
Well,
I will fall out.
You know, Capcom, man, in true Capcom fashion, they gotta. It's in they're jonesing for it.
DNA.
Yeah.
They are jonesing for it. Well,
I think the Octavian said in chat, the relationship with Capcom is like a spouse you love to death, but then Mike Tyson less hooks you in the face every time you see them.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a love-hate relationship. Yeah. But that's abusive. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It probably is abusive. Yeah, it's a love, abusive, hate relationship. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what they need to do. They need to hire a new team or something, fire somebody, step down, something.
Do like Overwatch, fire the whole staff.
Yeah, because boy, they Capcom, as far as Street Fighter, they took some L's this generation. They took some major L's.
Yeah, they kind of did though.
Major. Mm-hmm. So, don't know what to tell you.
No.
But you got any other questions?
Anybody got any other questions, comments, concerns? Because I guess we can go ahead and end it off here, yo. Thanks to you, everybody. Thanks to my cohorts, Antique Legend, Crunch Time, No Sleep Adachi.
We got one more. We got one more thing.
You got one more thing?
We got to talk about Saturday. We got to talk about Saturday.
Oh, we do got to talk about Saturday. Tomorrow is Rivals Week. Is week what, 6?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I actually got a thing in the chat for that. Well, I spelled it wrong. There we go. Yep. May 16th, 1 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you sign up if you haven't signed up already. Texas exclusive tournament. Let's see. How do you see the FGC after COVID is over? Oh, that's a
whole.
Oh man, that's a whole nother show.
Yeah.
I mean, I could give him the short answer.
Go ahead.
It's not going to be the same. That's the shortest I can give you. It's not going to be the same. I'm sorry. If that was a bubble burst, I'm sorry. I apologize, but it is not going to be the same. It's just not. Like, logically, it's not going to be the same. The way, you know, this whole COVID situation affecting the whole world. So that's it in a nutshell. Yep.
No, I agree with that. It's going to be it's going to be very regional specific because I don't think travel is going to come back anytime soon as far as country to country.
Yeah.
And then every place, like businesses, events, they're gonna have new like regulations.
Yeah.
To as far as operations, like we may have to, they may test people, or you may have to have a mask on, or they may have to, you have to, there's going to be different new standards in place before you can go to an event, before you can travel. Like it's kind of like, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole, but let me tell you this. You remember how things were before 9/11?
Yeah, same thing. Yep, same.
And you remember how stuff changed after 9/11?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Well, it's going to be like that for COVID. It's going to be like that for COVID. So yeah, just let that sink in. If you want to go down the rabbit hole, do some research. Yeah, it's going to be a whole different world. So yeah.
Yep, I agree with that.
All right, well, yeah, man. Tomorrow, Rivals, week 6, 1 o'clock, on the Collisions channel, actually. So let me go shut them out.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Definitely hit the Collisions Discord. Definitely got the Smash GG links and all that. And definitely tune in on. Are they going to be on Twitch? Yeah, tune in on their Twitch. We'll be broadcasting it and then uploading it to YouTube later on. So yeah, definitely tune in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. I'm probably going to be commentating tomorrow. So if you're interested in listed, like we got Kicks, we got Daxer, my bus driver dog. I don't think you ain't the boy is going to be doing it tomorrow though. But there's going to be 4 of us probably doing it tomorrow. So yeah, swing by. Hope to see y'all tomorrow.
You want to go over the current standings for the points real quick?
Okay.
The leaderboard.
Yeah, we can do that. Let's see. So we got Anti Karma in first place with 6,500 points. We got Sem Poppy in second place with 4,000 points. We got Jan in third place with 3,750 points.
Okay.
We got Stank Boy 69 in fourth place with 2,500 points. We got Zed in fifth place with 2,250 points. We got Cusco in sixth place with 1,750 points. We got Antagonist in seventh with 1,250 points, and C-Dub in eighth with 1,000 points.
All right, cool.
Yeah, okay. It's starting to heat up.
Yeah, man.
We have the halfway mark. So
yeah. So if you want to play, make sure you get in because now you got half the league gone, but still got time to get up on that leaderboard for the top 8.
Yeah, we got so far we got 8 people. We got Zed, we got Antagonist, we got Kessler, King Kudere, Pun Fight, Big Kirk, Derny Derns, and Shugo Tenshi. Heard of that?
Oh, that's a new name.
Yeah, that's a new name.
Yeah, it's good to see some players in there.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And with some of the other regulars, I know they're probably going to sign up probably tonight.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight or tomorrow morning.
Yeah, definitely hit everybody. Got to hit everybody up to remind them.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, man. That is pretty much the combat report. I think. If there's no other old or new business we need to take care of right now. Anybody? Anyone? You in the back, perhaps? All right. Then we're going to go ahead and sign off. Yo, thanks to everybody for tuning in for the weekly combat report. We'll be back next week. But if you want to see us even sooner than that, tune in tomorrow for the Collisions on the Collisions FGC for the tournament for the Rivals Grand Blue Tournament, which will be, like I said, 1 o'clock Central Time, May 16th. Make sure you're there. Be there or be square. But until then, we're all signing off. This is MCE Amazing, and you guys sign off in whatever order you please.
All right, this is Antique Legend. Signing off. Catch y'all next time.
Yeah, this is Crunch Time. like always, see you next time.
This is No Sleep Adachi, and y'all make sure to stay safe out there.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Like I always like to say, everybody, love, peace, and hair grease. Have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you happen to be watching this. And we'll see y'all next time on the next Combat Report.
Yes, sir.